So, this was not planned. What do you mean error has occurred? Oh no, we're good. This wasn't recording for a second. So, this was not planned. As I tweeted half an hour ago or so, emergency pod. I texted him 10 minutes after because I thought he enjoys my crash outs from back in the day, so we can enjoy another one and he can chime in on the coward that is Mikel Arteta. So, Owen, before I lose my mind, I want you to go first and display your thoughts on Arteta. And by the way, the reason why we're talking about football wasn't necessarily intended. We weren't going to start this till next week, but the entire basis of this friendship was rooted in arguing over Adam Lallana and Paul Pogba back in 2016. So that's why we're talking about football, just randomly. So Owen, go ahead.
I mean, based on today's game, I caught the highlights, but I haven't even watched the game from today yet. So I can't really comment on today, but just in general, I just don't think he's a very good coach. I just don't understand his philosophy whatsoever, and it clearly hasn't won him anything. And the Premier League has been, over the last season or so, especially last season and this season, been at its weakest for a very, very long time. I mean, post, Klopp and Pep when they were on top. You've got the weakest Premier League since probably when Leicester won the Prem, and you still can't get it done. And he came second last 2 seasons. And it's this coward philosophy. That's what he is. 3 seasons in a row. It's a coward philosophy. What is it now? City are 4 points behind Arsenal.
So are Villa.
They're going to bottle it. I actually think they're going to bottle it. You probably don't agree with me. You probably think they will actually win it, but it would not surprise me.
So, Owen doesn't know how I feel about Mikel Arteta because he does not spend a large proportion of his time on Twitter, and for whatever reason, we don't discuss football a huge amount anymore. But here are some tweets that I made about Arteta on August 31st. I said on October 19th, 24, the football gods do not look kindly upon cowardice. A couple of Arsenal mongrels tried to laugh at me for that tweet, and I can't find their replies. Just like I can't find Arteta's list of real achievements with the squad of his own. People say quitters never win. Maybe that's true, but the true cancer is cowardice, and Arteta is the face of it. I don't know how I've ended up hating a manager more than anyone else in the sport, but here we are. Arteta is special. He is a disgrace. I cannot stand him and his little ridiculous little haircut and his ridiculous dress sense. He dresses like a little professor who works at a university. He shouldn't be teaching in front of football. Like this Arsenal team. Say that again?
Like a geography teacher.
Yeah, he dresses like Owen and I had a teacher in year 7 called Mr. Cook, and he had a faded beard and a crappy haircut, and he always wore a crappy little sweater vest with his collar which would barely pop out of the thing. I think he was a nonce. But that's besides the point.
No, that was Mr. Panama.
No. Panasa. No, Mr. Cook was also a nonce.
Oh, not Panama, Mr. Panasa.
Owen made a song about it.
Panama's the country.
You're not going to sing it. You're not going to sing the song.
No, carry on.
Listen, this guy, he is a disgrace. This entire Arsenal team sums up his entire personality. They have no balls. That thing which you can have where you just let it hang. They're a bunch of absolute cowards, and it's all summed up by the American footballization that Arteta does. I have named him Mikel Belichick, and it's only because... It's not because he's won anything, because Bill won everything. It's just because he's the coach that most football fans will have heard of from the NFL. He tries to reduce risk as much as he possibly can. He tries to manipulate the rules in the way that he can. And he stacks players on top of the goal line. He tries to reduce as much variance as he possibly can. Algorithmic farming, try and make everything a machine. And it doesn't, and it hasn't worked. And listen, do I think they'll win the league? If you asked me a month ago, then yes. I really hope they do not. With every fibre of my being, I hate him.
A month or so ago, they had what, a 14-point, 11-point lead?
It was a lot.
And now it's 4.
It's 4, and they've just lost, and they lost to Aston Villa in December. So, things...
With 15 games left, do you really trust Arteta and Arsenal with 15 whole games left to actually win with a 4-point lead?
City just signed Gehi and Semenyo. So I'm hoping that game changer up there and Gehi gives some actual stability at the back. They can get through all this. I want them to finish 3rd. I want Aston Villa to finish above them as well. I do not want any happiness for this coach whatsoever. I want him to crash out. He is going to have a Mourinho-level crash out. I want him to melt down all over on the internet in the same way that Mourinho did when he was talking about respect after they got battered by Spurs. I hate him. The way that he plays football is antithetical to the absolute nature of the game. He needs to be shunned and eviscerated. He needs to be shot against the post and stopped from ever coaching another football team again until he decides that players are allowed some element of fun and signs of entertaining. Meanwhile, he's signing bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger from Sporting Lisbon because he's scored 60 goals over there, when Darwin Núñez looked like Brazilian Ronaldo over there. He's signing all these players.
Darwin Núñez is better than Gyökeres.
And that's saying something. Darwin Núñez has the same mental capacity as a mentally challenged eel. He has no brain cells left in his head at all. I can't stand Arteta. He is the face of cowardice. I'm not going to stand up because it'll just focus on my print. But he has no balls, right? He has got no element of courage in him whatsoever. He's a disgrace. Carlo Ancelotti tried to force an elite player, I can't remember the exact name, into his philosophy and his style and his method of playing. Yeah, I hope you suffer, Arsenal fan. I've still got the broadcast on, because I'm going to switch over to the NFL in a bit after. I've got it on mute. So, he looks like he's been crying. It's Arteta on the TV now. Yeah, cry more, have some Coke, and then you can go to sleep and you can cry yourself to sleep while bottling the league. Yeah, my vitriol for him is higher than anything you'll have ever seen, Owen.
I didn't realise it ran this deep.
No, it's a disgrace, right? Because the way he plays, you know how American football teams, they try to play with field position and pinning the opposition in and force the punt so you start at the 45-yard line so the field goal kick is already makeable. All you need is a first down.
Mumbo jumbo.
Huh?
Statistical mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, he plays the game like it's a bloody analytical skill set. And it's like, no. Who won the league last season? Liverpool. They won it with individual brilliance. Van Dijk and Alisson, and then Trent and Salah. And even if we go to the American football stuff, who is the last team that won while taking very little risk? The Eagles, their risk was trusting Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and they decided to throw a party in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs always decided to play it close and win on the margins with some wizardry from Patrick Mahomes. The year before that, it was Stafford who threw a no-look pass on the final drive of the game to, I think it was Cooper Kupp. Year before that with Brady. All these teams, they have the elite players taking risks and doing what it needs to be done. Arteta, his balls are in his throat. He has no courage at all, and he is sabotaging this Arsenal team, and he's going to make them bottle the league again for the 4th year in a row. They should have won in 22-23 when they led basically from start to finish. They should have won in 23-24. They should have won last year, if we're being honest, because of how flawed that Liverpool team was, and we're seeing how flawed they are now. But they bottled a bunch of points early on in the season, which left them with it.
Liverpool were not that good last year.
Exactly. It was just Van Dijk and Salah doing stupid stuff every single week. And then this season, it's on a silver platter for him, and he looks like he's about to have a breakdown in front of the Sky Sports commentator.
I think
they might win the league. I might be wrong. I will see that I may end up being wrong, and that this entire video can be used to mock me for all of eternity. But I don't care. He should not be allowed to win the football title. The football gods cannot allow him to win anything of significance until he decides to change the way he plays and stop being such a bloody cow. He plays like David Moyes and Tony Pulis, except he is Bukayo Saka and Eberechi Eze and Noni Madueke, and Declan Rice is really good, and Martin Odegaard is a bloody fairy, and all these other... He plays with 4 centre-backs all the time, and he tries to punt long balls into the box. He plays like Stoke City and David Moyes.
I think because you know that people are going to be watching this, you're not doubling down on Arsenal not winning the league. I feel like you need to double down on it.
No, because they might, because the rest of the league is also pants.
Yeah, but Guardiola with 2 recent signings, Gay and Semedo.
I don't trust him either. He's lost his mind.
I trust him more than I trust Arteta and Arsenal.
Look, this bloody fairy, this middle manager, this guy who should be working at Deloitte and working some project manager role, he is very risk-averse, and they're still on pace for like 80-something points in the league. 84, something like that, I don't know. They were on 86 before this weekend on the pace. Do you think for 1 second I want this team to win the league? I would rather be wrong. No, I would rather be right and having hedged. No, I hate I hate everything this team represents. They represent the devil magic that Pep has decided to instill in the game, where every single team plays the exact same, and no player has individual freedoms to come up with solutions by themselves. This charlatan is doing the exact same. Saka has the ability to be a really, really fun, entertaining, interesting player. Meanwhile, I'm trying so hard not to swear. This cockface, that's the furthest I'll go, he's decided to just have him swing balls into the box to Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what I'm going to call that moron, because he's too big and he's too and he's a bit bloated too, and he's clearly on bloody steroids of some sort. I can't stand him. Gary Neville looks really happy with himself. Can't stand him, he's another weasel. I probably should turn the broadcast off, but the remote's over there. No, listen, I don't like anything that this Arsenal team represents. I don't like a lot of what City represent, but at least they let their players to a certain degree. De Bruyne is a blast to watch. Haaland can be a blast to watch. They had David Silva, who I'm not a fan of, but he's still a smooth player to watch. Bernardo Silva. They have players who are fun and give some interesting valor to watch. Who on this Arsenal team gives remote interest of watching? Who? The centre-backs because they send Gabriel to molest the goalkeeper? Or Declan Rice because he runs around trundling people over and carrying the ball forward? No, it's a disgrace.
I don't think they have any fun players to watch. The annoying thing is, they signed someone like Eze, who is a great talent.
He's fun!
And he's fun. And they don't use... Number one, they don't even use him. And then when they do use him, they're part of this crooked system where he's not allowed any freedom of expression. And so, it's just redundant. Who could be fun on that team? You have Madueke, who could be fun. You have
Saka, Eze.
Basically all the South London boys.
Declan Rice can be fun in like a destroyer role, and if he's just allowed to trundle and uncork shots from 30 yards, but that's about it. Gyökeres is just a
set piece. He is.
Trossard is Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
Like, there is no fun, and where's Martinelli gone? Is he injured? He must be.
I think he is, yeah.
No, this guy, he is a charlatan and he cannot be allowed to win. Mikel Belichick cannot win the title. Guardiola or Unai Emery have to commit a sacrifice to, I don't care who to prevent this guy winning a title.
I think it speaks for itself that he doesn't know whether to play Gabriel Jesus, Mikel Merino or Gyökeres.
And that's his signings. He's been there for 6 or 7 years now. He joined he joined before COVID.
And you haven't found a consistent number 9.
Okay, Kai Havertz is your consistent number 9. That guy...
I've heard Arsenal fans try and spin that Gyökeres is better than Ekitike.
Ekitike hasn't been perfect because he's a bit injury prone, fine. But whenever he plays and I've seen him, he's been good. This guy, he's just a meathead who tries to run in behind, but his acceleration is like a donkey. He has the first touch. He's not got a first touch. And he takes too long to get his bloody shot off. He takes as long to get a shot off as Peyton Manning's passes in the 2015 season hung in the air. They're moon balls. He can't set his feet. It's like he's watching a donkey with Down syndrome trying to put on skates and try and kick a football. I can't stand Arsenal. Honestly, they used to be fun. They wouldn't win anything, but they were fun.
I think everybody in England is rooting against them. Nobody wants to see Arsenal win the league. They're not going to do anything in the Champions League. The best they're going to get is one of the cups.
Right, but so here's Arsenal's forwards. Saka has got 0 goals in his last 13. Gyökeres has got no non-penalty goals in his last 11. Martinelli hasn't scored in his last 13. Madueke has got no goals in his last 25 league games. Leandro Trossard has 1 goal in his last 11. This is the coach who people are glazing as the next Guardiola, and he should be given the keys to the entire organisation. He has been here for 6 years, and he has never put a fun, entertaining team on record. He has always been a dullard. What's the most fun part? The first part of 22-23? My God. As soon as he met the first bit of adversity in the former Southampton, he curled up in his shell and he tucked his balls between his legs.
As well, when they were playing Liverpool, who were clearly Liverpool are terrible this season. And both times he's played them, we've been on the ropes, and they should have easily beaten us. And again, it was this cowardice football where he didn't want to commit men forward. and set-piece merchants, and they thought they were going to win the game like that, and we've come out with 4 points against them. This Liverpool team is dreadful this season.
You've won 5 in your last 18 league games.
And Arsenal have got 1 point against us.
You want to know something insane? So, the game is 2-1 to United at this point. Arteta brings on centre-backs. United bring on Cunha and Sesko. United's left winger, Dorgu, who is naturally a left back or left wing back, whatever, they replace him with Cunha, and they replace Mbeumo with Sesko. Mbeumo's naturally a bit of a winger, and Sesko's an out-and-out number 9. And what do United do? They win the day.
And that's when you're, 2-2, was it?
No, he brings those guys on at 2-1.
When they were chasing the game.
No, he brings those strikers on when United are 2-1 up.
No, I mean Arsenal bringing defenders on. Was that after?
Let me have a look. They weren't winning.
Well, yeah, because they were chasing the game basically the whole of the second half.
Yeah, he brought on Ben White, not 2 centre-backs, but a centre-back. He brought on Ben White for Hincapi or whatever. He brought on Gyökeres, Marino's a midfielder, Eze, and then he brought on Madueke. And then Marino scores, and then 3 minutes later, Cunha wraps it into the bottom corner. United brought on Mazraoui for Diallo when it was 3-2 in the 88th minute.
Those Dorgu and Cunha goals were bad. Cunha's one was better, but Dorgu's as well. What a strike.
Yeah, it was. Like, both of those goals, they were smackers. It was great, but yeah.
I haven't rooted for United much in my life, but I was today.
See, this is the length. He hates United with his entire fibre of his being, but such is the levels that Mikel Arteta has poisoned the football with, he has decided to root for United against Arsenal. A United team which is in direct competition with Liverpool for
I was going to say, you're literally competing for top 4 with Liverpool, and I was still rooting for you.
It's against his own interest, and he wants United to win the game because of this great. Arsenal's top scorers in the Premier League this season. Victor Gyökeres has 5, and Leandro Trossard also has 5.
They're their top scorers.
Yes. And Gyökeres has a penalty in there.
It has to be a disgrace for that team to win the league. I'm sorry. If you don't have a striker with over 10 goals,
they spent 60 million on this man.
They can't win the league like that, surely.
They are disgusting. I hope with every fibre of my being that they bottle this. They cannot win the title.
When was the last time there was a Premier League team who won the league without a striker getting like 10 to 15 goals at least?
It can't have ever happened. So everyone was shocked.
It has happened.
Everyone was shocked when City won the league in 2021 without playing a recognised striker for half the year because they had De Bruyne or Foden there. Same with 21-22 before they brought Haaland and people were stunned.
They're playing false 9.
Exactly. Everyone was stunned at that. Forget whatever the hell this is. Fewest goals by a title-winning top scorer. Lampard in 2005 had 13. Gundogan in 2021 had 13. Cantona had 14. Mark Hughes had 15. Sheringham had 15. De Bruyne had 15. And De Bruyne's was all at the back end of the season when he was doing madness stuff. 2 of those title wins were by City teams with the most egalitarian thing you'll ever see. And the other one was by Lampard, by the Chelsea team, who conceded 15 goals in 40 games. It's a disgrace.
It is disgraceful. I really, really hope City can pull it out of the bag.
Either City or I don't care who.
Villa. I don't know if Villa will.
Villa are already 4 points off and they've already beaten Arsenal.
They have. I'd prefer Villa too, but obviously I think City's going to last longer.
Look, Villa won't win the title. There's a higher chance of Arsenal winning it than Villa. But how would I wager it right now? I would go probably 45. No, I would go 43, 37. No, that still gives about 20% to Villa. That's too high. I would give Villa about a 7% chance of winning the title.
And then you give Arsenal 60?
No, I'd give City I trust City. I would give them about equal with City getting the extra percentage point just out of respect for them winning 6 of the last 9 or whatever it is.
So City are favoured?
I would say so. Let's check. Let's see what the gambling people say. Let's see what my friends at the bookies say.
I mean, I think this year is as weak as the league has been. Well, including last year, since Leicester in 2015.
Arsenal are 2-5 still. City are 3-1. That's great value. United are fourth favourite
No.
at 80-1.
After who? Who's third? Villa.
Villa 40-1.
To be fair, I mean, if you look at the teams who are in contention, United are in the best form.
Yes.
That's not happened. Don't get your hopes up.
Do you think I get? I was stunned I even watched today's game. It just got to 3:00 in the afternoon. And I was like, you know what? Why not? But yes, Arteta is a goddamn charlatan who I really hope never tastes the champagne of a Premier League title or a Champions League. Give him his crappy little FA Cup, give him his League Cup, and tell him to sod off back to wherever he wants to go from. Go and coach Real Sociedad, or go and ruin Lamine Yamal's career at Barcelona.
If he doesn't do it this season, I don't see him doing it. Surely not.
Well, City, last time when they had the collapse, the year that you won the title, they took 2 years to really get back to... So their first year was the year you won the title and they were crap.
But as
And
well,
then-
when is Pep leaving? Because his contract is up soon.
Next year.
Yeah.
So next year's his last season. Then 2021, City weren't very good again, but they sort of won the league by default. They only had like 85 points or something. Because United fell off, Virgil's knee was blown in half, and you had a bunch of other injuries. So there was that. And then 21-22, they were back up to 92 points or whatever. So this year is the window for Arsenal to win. Next year, City will be back. They'll be fine again. I need him to resign. I need the Arsenal board to stop backing him, and I need him to resign. I need him to quit. I don't even want them to sack him. I want him to quit.
I don't know how he has any offensive players on board. Like,
He can't. They play like Mourinho in 2013-14 when he had Sami Eto'o and Fernando Torres and Demba Ba as his forwards.
that none of them can actually enjoy playing for Arteta, surely.
No, because he's brainwashed them all. He's got them all under this psychotic hypnosis spell, and he has them believing this is the best thing for you to do. You must sacrifice your best years, tracking back and shin-kicking the opposition wingers, and then go up the other end, take some set pieces, and score goals that way, and we are going to algorithmically win the league, even though we've never won the league up to this point, and we've bottled it 2 of the 3 years we've been in real contention.
And it's about to be 3.
It really might be the 3rd and 4th, and that has to be the final bloody straw. He should quit if that happens. The Arsenal fans should stage an insurrection outside the Emirates, demanding his resignation.
They're obsessed with him as well, though. They're even more
Oh,
obsessed
they're
with players.
a bloody bunch of cults. They all fancy him. The disgraces.
They all just think he's handsome.
It's just like, okay, he's handsome, fine. He looks better than Guardiola. Guardiola has no hair. Michael Carrick looks like a tramp. Unai Emery looks like a vampire. Okay, are you happy? Arne Slot looks like Homer Simpson.
I think you're hating on Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick's not the most handsome fella, is
He's
he?
got a bit of silver fox in him.
Right. I've ranted for 20 minutes. Owen's a Liverpool fan. Owen, talk about Homer Simpson.
About Arne Slot. Oh, it's been a painful season. Do you want to know the funny thing? So I'm in Spain right now, and there's this one pub I go to in Spain to watch all the games.
Is that the one
Whenever
we
Huh? Yeah, it's
that
the one
the-
we went to, yeah.
Yeah.
And that same pub, whenever I go and watch Liverpool, we always lose. I went back to England for a month over Christmas, and we didn't lose once.
So it's your fault.
And then I came back to Spain, and the first game I go, we lose to Bournemouth 3-2 in injury time. We haven't played. I have watched every single Liverpool game this year. That's how faithful I am of a supporter. And we have not played one good game of football. Not one. The best game we've played in the Prem has been against Everton. No. Yeah. Everton. And we won 2-1. Maybe
Oh, wow.
Aston Villa.
That's pretty pathetic. You won that Villa
We
game.
have been. The only good player has been Szoboszlai.
He's
Everyone else is... And even Szoboszlai, I mean, it's impressive the stuff he can do. Like, he has good striking ability, but he doesn't really, There's no flow to the offense at all.
Yeah, he's a tractor, isn't he?
And that Slot just... The amount of formations I've seen Slot try... I don't know what he's doing with this box formation that he's been trying to play over the last couple of games because it worked against Marseille in the Champions League. But it's not working wonders. Nothing he's doing is working. We have Kirkez as a left back who doesn't know his left from his right foot. That's how stupid he is. We have Frimpong playing right back who is just a midget and has no sense of positional awareness. He's just mad quick. And none of the players that they've brought in have made any kind of impact apart from Ekitike, who has somehow played well in this terrible system. So that kind of shows what kind of player he can be. They're the only bright spots, Ekitike and Szoboszlai. And Slot, I've seen enough. He needs to go. Last season was overrated. We did not play that well at all last season. And we didn't really deserve to win the league. Apart from, like you say, a few individual excellent performances. And another thing, what is Slot's insistence on playing Gakpo? I don't know why he keeps playing Gakpo because
I've never rated him.
He's
ever.
useless. All he does
Thank you. You're the first person. Well, I don't know if you've always had that take, but I've never thought he was very good. He's good at very specific actions, but that's it.
That's it. Again, McAllister, he was one of... I don't know what's happened to McAllister. He was probably one of the best, if not the best midfielder in the Prem last season.
He can't play with Verts.
And now he's degraded. They can't play together because neither of them... He's tried to play McAllister as a number 10. That's the extent... That's how lost Slot is. He's tried to play...
Honestly, I think like McAllister, when you signed him, he played a lot of his work going forward. He's really inventive as a passer. But... yeah, and you can't play him with Verts. They're too similar.
He's tried to play Verts as a false 9. He's tried to play him as a striker. He's tried to play him off the left. He's tried to play him as a number 8. None of it has worked. And he also, during the game, he has no awareness. Like, just take yesterday, for example, against Bournemouth. We have Gomez who's off injured. And for 6 minutes, we have possession and we don't kick the ball out so that we can bring on Wataru Endo, who's our only remaining centre-back.
Is Van Dijk injured?
No, Van Dijk is playing, he's fit, but Konate's injured. We sold Konsa, and our new guy Leone tore his ACL early in the season. So we have a centre-back depth chart of 2 players.
That's worse.
But Konate's injured, so... Gomez just got injured, and Endo's the only remaining centre-back. This season has just been a shambles. But to go back to yesterday, he sees that Gomez is off, so we're playing with 10 men for 6 minutes. We get back possession of the ball, and he doesn't have the sense of mind to tell the players, and the players don't have the sense either to kick the ball out of play, make the substitution, and so Bournemouth go 2-0 up because we're playing with 10 men for 6 minutes. Another example, when we play against Arsenal, we draw 0-0. Again, nothing exciting about the football we're playing. We basically played a Mikel Arteta game against Arteta. And fine, it was 0-0, whatever, and you wanted to get a point at the Emirates.
Jared the Javelin just appeared on television. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, that starts in half an hour. But the whole game against Arsenal, he doesn't make one substitution, even though you had Conor Bradley coming back off a bad injury, and he tears his ACL in injury time. No wonder. So there's been so many moments like that where Slot has just had he has no tactical awareness, and he also has no game management awareness, or he can't play exciting football. I want Klopp back. I really want Klopp back because
you're going to get Alonso.
It's a bad watch. It's a tough watch.
You're going to get Alonso.
Get rid of him now. Get Alonso in.
Alonso wants a rest. He's just been abused by the Madrid players for 6 months.
Fine, wait till the end of the season, see if Slot gets us Champions League, and if not, sack him.
If he's been this bad...
Even if we get the Champions League, they should sack him anyway.
You may as well just sack him.
It has been so rough to watch.
I read a thing, not to cut you off, but I read a thing that the final players had something similar. That the first year with him, they'd never get injured because the intensity of the training sessions were far lower. But then in year 2, they just kept getting hurt. like over and over and over, because their fitness levels were far down, and they would lose juice at the end of games. So that's why they would lose all these games in injury time. So I mean, it sounds like that's what's happening with the Liverpool players. So
There's also no consistency because last year the way that he played was cool. He had the same starting 11 basically most of the whole Premier League. He played the same players, the same system. The only adjustments he really made was playing Gravenberch as a 6, sorry, and making him adjust to that role. And I mean, that's not hard to see. He's insane on the half spin, and he's just clearly fits that role. And then also he played Luis Diaz as a false 9 and leading the press. That is all he did to change that system, and it was just a terrible league, and it was mainly Klopp's team that he'd built. You play them for that long, and then this season you come in and you bring in these transfers for lots of money, which is not how Liverpool have ever done business. And you bring in Isak, who's mad injury prone, for 200 million. That was never going to work. And you bring in Wirtz for 150 million, who's 22, and he has the physique of a 13-year-old who's starting to go to the gym for the first time. And you really think that's going to work out straight away and not going to put you under any pressure. And then you sign Ekitike, who's a similar player. Well, supposedly, I don't think he is, but was supposedly a similar player to Isak.
No, you got Ekitike first.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But you sign him for 90 million and you still go after Isak, which makes no sense to me.
Well, I think that the thinking there is you want to replace Salah before you absolutely need to. Because I'll be honest, I think that...
Then we need a wide player. If we want to
I'll be honest, I think part of your brass, they wanted to get rid... They always wanted to pay Virgil. But I think they low-key didn't want to deal with Salah anymore. Because they thought, he's an attacker, he might fade. So try and get rid of him. But obviously that didn't work because he scored 30 goals and got 20 assists last
because
season.
the fans put him under pressure as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Salah knew what he was doing when he was doing that. So Salah will leave in the summer. But then you can easily go to a 4-4-2 with Isak and Ekitike, but then you need the tractors either side. So I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, I think we'll wrap there because this was an impromptu one. It was just it was me complaining for 20 minutes, Owen complaining for 12. So I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into us talking about football because as you all know, I don't like to crash out that often. But when I see cowardice and I see balls in throats because of a complete lack of testicular fortitude by coaches and players alike, it riles me up and it disgusts me. And Owen just needs Homer Simpson to be sent home from the nuclear plant and go and deal with his wife and kids. So
send him home. Send it back to Netherlands, please.
Right. Well, we'll see you again on Saturday, where we'll probably talk more football. We'll probably talk more basketball. We'll probably talk basketball. You can be introduced to our NBA opinions. As you all know, I am a LeBron James superfan, and Owen is a Boston Celtics fan with a various amount of opinions. And this is probably where we stray the most in terms of the way we think about sports. So there may be some crash outs involved. So yeah, we will see you again then, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.